the Spotlight. I'm your host and producer, Courtney Leonard-Maye, and I'm here for you because I'm here to put you in the spotlight. Welcome to In the Spotlight. We have a great show for you guys today. I know it's been a long time since you've seen us on your streaming airwaves, but we are back, you guys, and we're back with a new In the Spotlight. It's revamped, and we can't wait to see you guys enjoy this show because we are so excited about our future. In the Spotlight is revamped with a fresh new start. Spring into the spotlight, from old to new. Big things coming, here's then and now, as we take a look back at how far we have come and take a look into the future as we are excited about our future. First, let's get to know your host and crew. So this is Court's Chit Chat, you guys. As you know, I am Courtney Leonard-Maye, and I am your host and your producer of In the Spotlight. Now, In the Spotlight is a show that I created back in 2014 to showcase here at Access Sacramento what an intern can do. So I interned here at Access Sacramento. During my time interning here, I learned how to use all of the Access Sacramento equipment. All the equipment here in the studio, how to set up a set, how to work the cameras, how to work in the control room. I learned how to switch. So I learned how to be a director, a technical director. I learned how to do the sound. You name it. Anything that goes into production, I got to do as an intern here at Access Sacramento. And then I also got to go out on location. So we went out on the truck, in the television production truck, and I got to go out and help set up at a 4th of July parade, and then I got to work the CG machine inside the truck. So that was exciting. I also got to go out to a baseball game and help set that up, and we filmed outside at Sac City College. And then another project I worked on was that we went to the chef school, Cordon Bleu, and there was these kid chefs there, and they were cooking and chopping up stuff and, you know, making all these really cool dishes, and I got to work one of the cameras as they, you know, cooked food, and it was like a cooking show. So that was pretty cool. But then I've also got to work on lots of shows right here in the studio. I got to work in direct, I got to switch, I got to work the camera, I got to be a floor director. I've gotten to learn so much here at Access Sacramento. So this is where my show is filmed at. And this season is sponsored by the California Cable Commission. Woo! Thank you guys so much for sponsoring us. We are so excited, and we can't wait to bring more new shows to your airwaves. So yes, so a little bit more about me and my journey. So like I said, I started here at Access Sacramento, but my journey began a long way before I got here. So I've always wanted to be an actress and filmmaker, director, and I started off at 3 years old wanting to be on Barney and Friends, Sesame Street, and I really wanted to be an actress. So I, you know, watched those shows, and my mom took me out to plays. So going way back to when I was about 5, I had been here at the Coloma Community Center where Access Sacramento is housed. So it's like been full circle. So when I was 5, I came to a couple plays here. I came and I saw Cinderella, and I saw The Wizard of Oz. And, you know, of course, that inspired me to even want to be an actress even more. So, of course, I got to do stage plays. I got to do little school stage plays. But then when I grew a little bit older, I finally got to go on to and do a big play at my school where I played Rosa Parks. So that was so exciting. I had the lead in the school play. I played Rosa Parks, and that's what gave me my aha moment that I really want to be an actress. So I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be an actress. I was in 5th grade when I did that role, and I touched the audience so much that they loved my performance. For like weeks and weeks and weeks, everybody was telling me, you did such a good job. Thank you so much for that. You did such a good job. So that's the reason why, you know, I was able to touch the audience. So one thing about me when it comes to acting, I want to touch the audience. Like, I want them to feel something. I want them to feel what my character's feeling. I love to do comedy, but I love emotional roles as well. I want my performance to impact someone in the audience and in a way, you know, in a positive way. I want it to impact them emotionally. I want it to emotionally move them. So I'm really good at that, you know, really pulling out emotions. So yeah, I really love acting, and I'm hoping that my acting career goes further, as well as like, you know, my production of this show in the spotlight. I also want to go back to in the spotlight and say I created this in the spotlight show to showcase other talent. So the show isn't about me, it's about you. So I created this show to put people in the spotlight so that they can share their experiences and have their moment to shine. The show is to celebrate you, and I want to do. So we are going to showcase talent, actors, singers, writers, poets, filmmakers, everybody. Even if you are a barber and you do some really cool haircuts, you know, we're here for you because we want you to showcase who you are and what you do. So, in the spotlight is for you, and I'll keep saying it's for you to come and shine and share to the world your life experiences and what you do. If you would like to be on In the Spotlight to show off your talent because you are an artist, music artist, singer, actor, rapper, comedian, filmmaker, designer, model, barber, you name it, or you just want your 5 minutes of fame, email calmkproductions@gmail.com with the subject line Spotlight. So this is Court's Chit Chat, you guys. I'm your host and producer, so I just wanted to do Court's Chit Chat to start off the show and say thank you to the Cable Commission for sponsoring us for this season 10 of In the Spotlight. So, woo, 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 let's go. If you would like to sponsor In the Spotlight, email calmkproductions@gmail.com or contact Access Sacramento at their website, www.accesssacramento.org. We would love to have you sponsor In the Spotlight. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to interview some of our crew. So we do have a crew member here today that I'm going to interview. And we'll get to know a little bit about his experience and what he wants to do. And then also a few more things about me. Like I said, I'm an actress. I've been wanting to do it since I was 3. I started doing my first big production when I was 9, or well, in 5th grade. But when I was 9, I actually started writing. And I wrote this TV show called The Leonards off of my last name. And I tried to get my family to participate and read the script and act out the lines and stuff, but they weren't feeling it. But that's when I first started writing like screenplays and stuff. So I do like to write, act, direct, produce, pretty much, you know, everything that comes with filmmaking. But enough about me. Well, one more thing about me. I want to say why we were on a hiatus. So we were on hiatus for a little while because of the pandemic. It hit in 2020. That slowed down our show. Came back, couldn't get the momentum back up, but we're starting now, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna, you know, keep cranking out shows. And also, I was going to school for my master's, so that's another reason why it slowed down. I went to school for my master's October 2020 through April 2022. So it took me a year and a half. So I have my master's, you guys. So I have my bachelor's in cinema and television arts with an emphasis in film production, and I have my master's in organizational management with a specialization in media. So, woo! Pat myself on the back on that one. I did with a 4.0 honors, so it was difficult, but I did it. And yes, so that's enough about me. That's a little bit about me, you guys. I'm an actress, filmmaker, television host, producer, writer, you know, trying to wear all the hats. So I'm going to be bringing great content to you within the spotlight, and I hope you guys tune in and watch it, and I hope it puts a smile on your face. All right, so this is Courtney Leonard-Maye, and now I'm going to introduce my guest, Ricardo. He is a crew member of In the Spotlight. He has worked on several In the Spotlight shows, so if you go through and you watch some of the shows and you look at the credits and stay and look at the credits, it's really important, you guys. Our crew, this show without our crew, they are very important to us. We need them, and yes, we need them to make this show. You guys give it up for the crew. Woo! Shout out to all my crew members. I thank you so much for helping. We cannot make the show without you. So we can't do the show without the crew. We need them. Thank you to Access Sacramento for providing creating these facilities for us, the studio for us to actually be able to come in and film. And to have a membership here is awesome, because if you have a membership with Access Sacramento, you can use the studio for free during the week. And it's Monday through Thursday. And you also can rent out equipment in the equipment room. So you can rent out cameras, you can rent out lights, and things like that. So if you are interested in filmmaking, Access Sacramento is a great place to start. You can also come and intern if you want, or get a job, whatever you would like to do. But yeah, it's a great place to be. Let's get started with our show. We have an awesome guest here today who is one of our crew members. And like I said, he has helped on several In the Spotlight episodes. So if you go through and stay to the credits, you guys, I always stay to the credits at the end of a movie because I know how hard those crew members worked. So make sure you stay and watch the credits. Read through the credits. Thanks for watching Court's Chit Chat. Now we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be talking with our guest, Ricardo. You can watch In the Spotlight on Access Sacramento, Comcast Channel 17 and 18, as well as AT&T Uverse Channel 14. And if you would like to see behind-the-scenes footage, as well as more episodes, all the full episodes, make sure you check out my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/comk. Welcome, Ricardo, to Spotlight. How you doing today?
Glad to be here. All right, so welcome back to the saddle with In the Spotlight here, and I'm your first guest up in here.
Yes, woo-hoo! Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for helping with In the Spotlight, all the times that you have helped create, work on the crew of this show. We need you. We're thankful for you.
And I'm grateful that you feel that way. Yeah, much appreciated. And thank you for bringing me along all the times,
You're welcome. So What is it that you have done so far on the show? Would you like to share?
Oh, yes. Okay, so basically I'll do some basic stuff like set designing, like helping get the stage all set up. And sometimes I would also help get the cameras all arranged and stuff. Like here, of course, this is not my doing, but when I did, I'll make sure that, this is pointed at some the guests, this is our host, this is the main shot, that kind of stuff. Yes.
Nice, wonderful. And what are your dreams and aspirations? Like, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to direct more? Do you want to write more? I'm a filmmaker, do movies. What is it that you would like to do?
Okay, so the broad answer is I would like to own my own movie studio and make my own movies.
Nice.
The more detailed stuff is that I want to do more like writing and editing and directing, because I want to bring my vision to life. I have a lot of absurd ideas that I just want to bring on stage.
Nice, that's wonderful. Yeah, so what kind of movies are you into? More comedies or dramas or horror?
Okay, so I like to do in comedies and actions, but I want to add to absurd degree to them, like stuff that would you would so imagine out of a fever dream or something out of a cartoon, but in real life.
Kind of like sci-fi a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So
because you can get away with a lot more things in sci-fi.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can have the green screen and do all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's just so fun to just think about and plan out. So I gotta stop myself from talking about this because then I just get too worked up and oh, what if this and that happened?
Nice. That's a beautiful thing, though. You want to write down everything, all your thoughts, everything that comes to mind. Even if you dream something, it's cool to write down a dream. Because sometimes I'll dream something and I'm like, oh man, that can be a movie. Let me write that down.
I keep out a notebook just for such an occasion. I'm like, wait, I gotta before I forget.
Yes, exactly. So what have you done so far? I know you worked on In the Spotlight. What other projects have you worked on?
Since then and now, I've also been doing a online podcast with a friend of mine.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we did a couple episodes. We haven't done so in a while because time constraints and other things we gotta handle and stuff. So, but when I did work on it, I had a lot of fun working on it, doing a lot of just wacky editing and stuff, and bringing in guests, a lot of musicians. Okay. So to me, it was tough for me to keep up, but I still tried. I made an attempt.
Cool. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you gonna call your big studio when you have that?
Biggest thing, I could never think of a good name. Like, I want to be like, oh, monkey spin studio, because I like monkeys and spin.
Okay.
You know, I do the spins, spin and win.
Okay.
But that's something involving peppers, though, because I like spicy food.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
And represents fiery passion, speed, lots of things. It's
Okay.
multi-purpose.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. And then at your studio, you're gonna have like multiple sets, like sound studios or, backdrops, like a New York set. Like how like most studios have like a certain kind of set already built, or you're gonna have like certain big old houses built within your studio, or, things like that.
Ideally, I was thinking like a massive warehouse type thing with set pieces around. Like,
Okay.
say you want to do like an interior shot of a living room, right? Well, you would just get pieces for that of some furniture, and then like, oh, we don't need this anymore, so we just break it down, push it to the side,
yeah.
and we get like, say, I don't know, like an exterior shot of something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
And the rest you could just do with color grading and post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give that more natural feel.
Yeah. So are you good with like special effects, like editing wise?
Not so much special effects. I'm more of a just a non-linear video editor.
Okay.
VFX, that's a whole different skill, which I've come to find out the hard way.
Yeah, special
Yeah.
effects is a lot.
And if I do learn it, I want it to be like goofy as it can be. Like, you can see like the obvious green crust when you green screen an explosion, for example. Like, it's got to be like it's got to be lame. Know what I mean?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like the ground opening up and someone just falling through the ground or something, something crazy like that.
Yeah, like if it's goofy, then better.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to aim for like, I don't know, Citizen Kane or anything. Because I just have fun with it.
Yeah. Are you interested in like animation?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay,
I've been doing a lot of like tutorials online, learning how to do some animations, like mostly
Okay.
3D.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah, because 2D animation, that's hard.
Yeah.
I can
and
see why Pixar moved on to 3D animation, not Pixar, Disney.
would you ever be into like acting?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Okay, yay.
I've taken some classes back in high school theater, and I've taken acting for the camera back in college. And
Nice.
out of necessity, I kind of have to know acting for my
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, you do. Like it's very important to like know in front of the scenes as well as behind the scenes. You
Yeah.
know, when you work behind the scenes. Just like as an actor, I think it's a plus to know everything behind the scenes, because then you know how the camera works, you know how the lighting works, you know how the sound works, you know kind of where you need to be to hit your mark and things like that. So yeah, it's really important.
Yeah,
to,
not only that, it's so you can know how to direct your like actors too.
Yes.
Like okay, so your motivation is this. You're
Uh-huh.
upset. You're happy. This happened.
Yes,
Yeah, well, you
true.
gotta know that. Like I've written
do.
down these notes from my actors before, and they found that helpful.
Yes, I love like directors who also act,
Yes,
because
'cause
they know how to like really
Makes
pull
a
it out
big
of you.
difference.
Yes.
Like people like, I don't know, George Lucas said, oh, just do this and that. It's like, no, that's how your things falls apart. Star Wars.
Yeah, it's cool when you have a director who acts, because they also know like all the techniques to use.
Yeah.
Because they've studied acting, so they know Meisner technique and Uta Hagen and all these different techniques that you can use to pull emotion out, and they know how the actor prepares.
Yeah, like emotional
So-
recall, method acting, those kind of things. You gotta know all that stuff.
Yes, you do. Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. And then what projects are you working on now?
All right. So I'm actually working on two, maybe three projects.
Okay.
Well, one's an action series. Like I want this to be like, oh, this is my main passion project. I want it to be like just absurd things happening about a pair of people who are like requested like basically a mob boss is begging two people to help him out, trying to clear his name.
Wow.
Yeah, or like another one, this guy gets abducted, but he has to fight cryptids and creatures and stuff. Like I want that one. This is the second project. I want that one to have like action themes, both horror elements, not a horror, just elements of horror. That's what I want. 'Cause
Nice.
I've always been fascinated with monsters and demons and stuff. Like, it's just they're cool. You
Yeah.
don't see them out in real life, so
Yeah.
Right
I mean,
about
it's
that.
cool because when you do a movie, it can take you into a whole nother world.
exactly like
Yeah.
make what doesn't
So
exist.
that's really awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the third one, this is one I just been going crazy about lately. Like, I want to make a web series comedy sitcom type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, redundancy, but yes. Well, like I want to be about like a pair of retired singers, right, who are coming to terms with age. One is embracing it, like she's like, oh yeah, I can mess with this. I'll live modestly. But her friend is like, I'm rejecting aging. I want to cling into her youth and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I want to be as goofy as I could. Like, pretty much think of a show that you would see on Adult Swim. Like, you know how
Okay.
it's got that wackiness going on, and they could swear.
Yeah, I can see it with like a little wackiness and a little bit of like
Regular show. There we
and
go.
realistically too. Like there's a show called Act Your Age, and it's like older women still trying to be young. So I understand what you mean by that. Where they're
Yeah,
like, you know.
you should show both sides. The people who are like, oh hey, I like it, or oh hey, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, would you like to let the audience know where they can find you at, like social media sites,
Well,
websites, anything like that?
I don't have a social media prominence yet, but what I would like to do is I would like to like have a fridge full of videos, have like tons of content ready. This
Yeah.
way, when I do make my announcements, boom, boom, I'm just
Okay,
getting them all
yeah.
out
Yeah.
at a consistent schedule. Not so much, like, oh, hey, this took 3 months and then next month took 2 months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I don't want that empty gap, because
Yeah.
that will hurt you a long time, I found out.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing about making a movie?
Ooh, theming. Making sure that it all follows a consistent theme. Like, yeah, sure, you'll write out your story, and after a couple of drafts, make sure that, hey, is there a theme going on here? Is like, because you don't want to just feel like, oh, it starts off talking about, I don't know, the themes of acceptance, but now you're talking about themes of age or something. I don't know. You gotta make sure it makes sense.
Yeah, the themes, and then have a good plot, like make sure the story is moving along.
Yeah.
And then make sure that there's a reason why we're watching it. Like, what are the characters after? Like, there's that moment of, oh, we're fighting for something. So, they're going after what they want in the film. And they're, constantly trying to
make sure that,
achieve it.
like, the ending makes sense tonally. Because, like, I see movies where, like, oh, it's a bitter end, but for some reason the characters are hopeful. It's like, this just happened. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Because, ending, dude, that's the hardest part.
Yeah, the ending. Sometimes, you want to leave people feeling good at the end sometime, or sometimes people want to leave you wanting more. So I know, like, with TV shows, it's always like this huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you're like, man, I really want to see what's going to happen next. And you got to wait till next week to watch the next episode. Or
Yeah.
Or if it's the end of the season, then that's the worst. Because now you have to wait for months until this new season comes back out. And then you get to see what happens with the characters.
And that's if it even gets greenlit. Because sometimes I see shows, it's such a tragic thing where they end on a cliffhanger and that's the end of the series.
Yes.
It's like, no, why would you do that?
Yes, I've seen some shows like that. And yeah, that sucks. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
That is the worst. What shows are you watching right now? Like, what's your favorite show?
At the moment, I haven't been watching a whole lot shows lately. Like, I've been watching mostly people streaming on Twitch, mostly like video game nonsense, and
Okay.
usually just guys talking about like the most crazy things happening.
Yeah.
What their mind is, because I mess with that, because like they're around my age range, so to me
yeah.
it's like they're talking about all these crazy things, like they're talking about monkeys and typing on keyboards or whatever.
Yeah. I know. I see how that's in right now. A lot of people are watching, like, people play video games and they're talking about it and talking through it and just saying, like.
And that turns into like a little improv bit where they start making up like these little stories about like, oh,
Yeah.
this character's doing this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm just losing my mind at how funny it could be.
Well, that works for you. That's inspiration for you as far as, like, the movies you're trying to make, because you're trying to make stuff that's, like, out there,
Yeah.
not realistic, and, like, from out of this world.
Yeah. like if it's not absurd, then why bother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Would you ever go to space?
Oh, I would love to, dude. That'd be cool, dude. Because how many people could say that? Oh, I've been to space before.
I know, not that many people have gone, but the people are starting to go more now,
Yeah.
So.
Isn't that right, Katy Perry? But yes,
Yes.
hey, dude, I envy that. That is amazing.
Are you, like,
be cool.
excited about, like, maybe being able to, like, fly and float pretty much when you're up there? Are you excited about that?
First thing I would do is I would do like a 720 roll.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want to do, because I want to know what that's like.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. What if you had got up there like the last people who went up there and got stuck for like 6 months? Would you like that, or would you be like nervous?
I'm terrified. Oh, dude, like no, this is just a temporary thing. I want to get back down, please.
Yeah, I don't think I would go, but if it was only for like 5 minutes, I don't know. I wouldn't do 6 months either.
No.
Couldn't do it,
Unless you want to go crazy and do the Halo jump.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
way.
yeah, be stuck up there. Because when you come back down, then you have to like learn how to walk again, and it's this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, it's still fun to do, because how many people can say that?
Yeah, not too
Yeah.
many. Yeah. All right, so this has been a really cool chat with you, Ricardo. So we got to know you and what you are into and, you know, filmmaking and things like that. So, yeah. Would you like to give a shout out to your mom since it's Mother's Day month?
Yo, Mama, how's it going? I'm on TV again. I'll have to say the Spanish version. Like, she doesn't understand English. Just kidding. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
You can if you want. Say something sweet to your mom. Go ahead.
Hola, mamá. ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Viendo tele otra vez?
Yay! Shout out to Ricardo's mom.
Yeah.
Thank you for having him. So he can
You're
bless
stuck with
our
me.
in the spotlight stage, in the spotlight show. Yes. Thank you so much, Ricardo, for being on In the Spotlight.
Thanks for bringing me here.
You're welcome. I would like to shout out to my mom as well for Happy Mother's Day month. All right, so I love you, Mom. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for supporting me through all of my acting and filmmaking and helping me, you know, with my set design and, you know, helping me with my In the Spotlight show, you know, hanging out with me. She's my best friend. We're always somewhere. So I would like to thank my mom for raising me, making me very well-rounded. I'm always out trying to have fun and have a good time. Like most people are always saying, you guys are everywhere. And we are. Even when I was a kid, people would be like, you guys go on so many field trips. And I'm like, yeah. My mom used to drag me out everywhere. We would go so many places. So that is why you guys see me everywhere now, because I just grew up that way. I grew up constructive activities, going to community events, you know, going to, you know, church and just like a whole bunch of stuff, church activities, community event activities, amusement parks, aquariums. So that's why I'm always out somewhere, and I will be out filming in the spotlight, putting people in the spotlight, interviewing people at different events that I go to. I like to go to a lot of concerts. I like to go to barbecues, picnics in the park. Like, I just love to have fun, you guys. So, you know, whatever's out there that's fun, you might see me there. So, you know, check it out. I might try to do a segment for you guys that shows different events that are coming up in the community here in Sacramento and Rancho Cordova, so that you can also come out and have some fun. Thank you so much for watching In the Spotlight. I had so much fun here with you guys today. I will throw in some clips of previous shows so you guys can have some more entertainment to watch and get to see how far we have come with In the Spotlight, from where we started and where we are now. Hey, this is your girl Courtney Leonard-Maye with In the Spotlight, and I'm out here at the 15th Annual Black Music Awards. Hi, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
In the Spotlight, right now I have Courtney out here, and where do you go to like perform your poetry and things like that?
I've been known to frequent the downtown area, so Laughs Unlimited Comedy Club, sometimes Elk Grove Stripes.
I interviewed Brandon Leak in 2017 at the Black Music Awards, and in 2020, he won America's Got Talent on season 15.
Praise, rarely ever uttered, but always relevant.
We're here with Brandon, best poet. So what kind of poetry do you write?
So I would say my poetry is just authentic. So I write from life experience and the things in which I've gone through throughout the course of my life, and just try and make it into a cohesiveness.
Guess what? I have out here Dr. Matthew Knowles. When you were a child, what was the first thing you ever wanted to be?
I always wanted to be a businessman.
Show, I'ma hit a little rap for you right now. But I'm not a rapper, but I could have a little flow. This is Courtney Leonard-Maye with In the Spotlight. And remember to always be uniquely, beautifully you.